Hi everybody. Another model that we're going to be using during Module 1 and Module 1 is the number line. And number lines are going to come in handy in all kinds of ways, but one of the first ways that your child will encounter them this year is with rounding. So, for example, we have here round 42 and 43 hundredths to the nearest tenth. So first thing we need to do is we need to identify what place value the tenths is. And that would be the second 4, just to the right of the decimal point. So 42 and 43 tenths, with 4 being in the tenths place, that first part of the number is going to go right here, 42 and 4 tenths, at the beginning of the number line. On the other side of the number line is going to be the next highest tenth, 42 and 5 tenths. So to figure out where 42 and 43 hundredths is on this number line, it helps to figure out what's in the midpoint. What is that midpoint right there? And that would be 42 and 45 hundredths. If we think of 42 and 4 tenths, anything to the right of that is going to be a 0. So another way to say that is 42 and 40 hundredths. On this side, we have 42 and 5 tenths, or 42 and 50 hundredths. There's 10 hundredths between here and here. 40 hundredths plus 10 hundredths is 50 hundredths. Therefore, the midpoint is 5 hundredths further along. So, to figure out where 42 and 43 hundredths are, we're going to draw some tick marks. 40 hundredths, 41 hundredths, 42 hundredths, 43 hundredths, 44 hundredths. This is where our number lies. Now, identifying the midpoint, we can see that 42 and 43 hundredths is closer to this tenths value. Therefore, we're going to round this number to 42 and 4 tenths. Now, there's another way to show that, and that's with a vertical number line. The vertical number line's purpose is when you think about numbers being higher or lower, the vertical number line actually represents that by showing higher and lower values. So here we have 42 and 4 hundredths, or 4 tenths, excuse me. Therefore, 42 and 43 hundredths is going to be right there. It's lower than the midpoint, therefore we're going to round down to 42.4. Another number line is this hill number line. This is another way to represent it visually. Same midpoint, 42 and 45 hundredths. So 42.4, if we draw our tick marks, 42 and 43 hundredths is going to be here. And if you think about this number being on a skateboard, which way would that skateboard roll? It wouldn't roll up the hill towards 42.5, it would roll down the hill to 42.4. So that's another visual way to represent where this number is and how we round it. We're going to be teaching the kids all 3 of these different examples, all these different forms of the number line, and they can choose the best one that works for them. Hi, for the next problem, we're going to choose this number, 4,768. You'll notice this doesn't have any parts of a whole, no decimal. We're going to round this number to the nearest tens place. This is different than the tenths place. Watch that THS. There's no THS. This is the tens place. We're going to identify that place value. It's right here. That's where the 6 is. If I were to just name this number, it would be 4,760. And that's what's going to go at the beginning of the number line here. The next highest tens place is 4,770. You add 10 to get here, so the midpoint is to add 5. 4,765. So we're trying to determine where this number is on this number line. And I can do that simply by counting and drawing tick marks as I count. 4,760, 4,761, 62, 63, 64. 65 is the midpoint. 4,766, 67, 68. So this here is 4,768, and I can see by looking at the midpoint that this number comes after the midpoint. Therefore, I'm going to be rounding up to 4,770. Now on the vertical number line, it's basically the same thing. And again, this number line helps represent highest and lowest by showing that vertically. Literally, the highest number is 4,770. The lowest number on the number line is 4,760. The midpoint, again, is 4,765. All I'm doing is taking the horizontal number line and I'm turning it to show up and down. Our number, 4,768, is still going to be higher than the midpoint. 65, 66, 67, 68. Here's our number. This is higher than the midpoint, so we round up to 4,770. And again on the hill, the lowest number is 4,760. The highest number is 4,770. The midpoint is 4,765. Our number falls to the right of the midpoint. Therefore, if we were to imagine this number being on a little tiny skateboard, our number would roll towards the highest number on the number line, and that is 4,770. So we round 4,768 to 4,770.